Hi everyone. I just wanted to give you a moment for those who don't have tarot cards or use tarot cards or have no interest. I just wanted to give you a moment of what it feels like just to get into the rhythm of the shuffle. What I do is I just close my eyes and I allow the sound. I can see it in my mind's eye. And it just relaxes me. So I thought, you know what? So, that may drive some of you crazy. But some of you might have enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm also thinking about getting a tuning fork. Yeah. I'm starting to realize when that bow, for those of you know the story of that little bow, the journey of this little bow and how it made it to our table. I started to learn the importance of sound. Purpose within sound. I always enjoyed music, and I always enjoyed, there's always certain notes. I'm sure we all have that we feel it. So, yeah, I think I'm going to get some tuning forks for us. Okay. So, this is the weekend update. But I'll be honest, when I was shuffling the cards, it was like, and I feel like this a lot when I do the weekend update. I guess it's a good name to have for me to keep it, in a playlist. But I always feel like the energy, it's not confined to the weekend. We want to remember that, okay? Though it may certainly be, there may, anything can happen. I don't want to take that out of the reading because anything can happen. So it may or it may not. Okay. Okay, so I've been doing a spread for the monthlies, and I feel like going back to my old way of just freestyling it. I've had too much structure, so we're just gonna kind of freestyle it. So we kind of want to start with what's going on. What's going on that we want answers to. Let's put it that way. We have the Two of Wands. I noticed that he's looking back. How he came out first. I mean, he's not really, but it's how it appears to me. And what immediately came to my mind was that sometimes you have to look back. You don't have to. Sometimes you look back for the answer to what you're facing now. So, wow, okay. Well, right there is purpose. Purpose of why we go through what we go through. right? Because we're going to pull on that experience, evidently. And it certainly looks like he is, I don't know, he looks like he's successful. You know, like the ships are heading to him. They feel like they're being like he's magnetically attracting them. You know, the fire underneath him. You know, yet he's standing still, but look at everything that's happening around him. So, you know, it's funny. I almost feel like he's the Nine of Wands, but he's not. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, there's definitely something you're pulling on from the past. You know, can it be a person? It could be, but it feels more like there's something, there's an answer, there's something that you need, whether it's strength, you know, looking back at a tougher time and realizing how you made it, you know, number one, that you made it through, but also, how did you make it through? You know, what did you gain from that? And maybe you're going to be using it right here. You know, he's also looking up to the sky, so I feel like he's following the guidance. You know, he's following the guidance of the soul family. Okay. Alright, well, tell us more about that. Stay on that for a minute. Looking back. Man, it made me work for that one. We have the Princess of Swords. You know, it was weird because the card felt sticky. And it's not. You know, I would never let, you know, I don't ever even eat near my cards. But it felt like that. Like, I don't know if you noticed me, but I was like, what is that? So, I don't know. I don't know if we have something going on with this Princess of Swords. You know, the first thing I have to say is she's standing behind you. And she's got a knife in her hand. She's got a sword in her hand. Now, she doesn't have it, you know, okay, I don't know. It's almost like both of them are looking for guidance from up above, you know, through the veil, to take their next action. For some reason, I feel this Princess of Swords, it's almost like that energy, like, come on, just let me, come on. So I feel like you're either very angry at someone or someone's angry at you. Maybe they are starting something. Maybe they left you or you left them. I'm not sure who's who here, okay? Not at this point. So, you know, we could call that backstabbing. I definitely feel, man, I definitely feel this is a relationship. I feel like, I feel it was like a hot and cold type of relationship. You know, the kind that, when you fight, you scream, right? People were screaming. Okay, let's see what else is here. I have Temperance. it's a perfect time for Temperance to come in, I have to say, because I feel like she's coming in to save the day in some way. I know that all rhymed. I feel like she's coming in as a savior. Or that we have the High Priestess. We have some heavy hitters here. Wow. So, you know, it looks like it's heading towards a love relationship or a love reading. Let's get our last card. You know, I feel like you're on one side. You know, I don't know. Feels. I was gonna say it feels like a double-edged sword, but it doesn't. Not to one party. So I do feel like there was a couple. Don't even worry about the sex. Don't even worry if it was same sex. You know what I mean? There was a couple. And someone left. This has already happened, okay? Because we already have the person starting new, okay? So that's already happened. And then the person that they're leaving is angry. But here's the thing. I feel like the person who left doesn't even feel the other person's energy. Like, so, you know, evidently there must not be kids or anything here involved, because I do feel like this person is leaving, and they're leaving for good. Or it's you, and you're leaving for good. Bring that down a little bit. At least for now, okay? We can't say something will never come back, you know? We don't know that. We don't know that. You know, there's a million different turns and twists that you take on a path, so you don't know. You have free will, you have destiny, you know? Anyway, so I have Temperance here, and, you know, to me, what she's doing, she's representing a sense of calmness. Look at her face. I hope you can see it. You know, it's like empathy. I understand. I do understand. You know, it's empathy, but, you know, she's not going to buy any excuses at the same time. You know what I mean? Because I feel like she's requesting balance, and I feel like she's requesting it from Princess of Swords. Does it have to be an air sign? No. You know, I mean, Swords is really the perfect energy to represent this, you know. You know, and I'm just thinking, you know, you could have also just cut off communication. They could have just cut off communication too, you know, with Swords, because, you know, we have to consider communication in that. But I think it's more than just, you know, I think it's separation. Okay. But Temperance is coming to ask, you know, she's really asking for balance here. But at the same time, you know, it's like she's spreading her energy, right? It's like she's, all the different colors, it reminds me of the chakras. And it's almost like she's pushing this energy outward, you know, to cover over you. You know, and I mean, how beautiful, because then it comes down into this beautiful Ace of Cups. This is feeling loved again. Excuse me. Doesn't necessarily have to be by a person. It's by you. You know, it's more than that, though. You know, especially being brought by Temperance, I feel you might just, you know, as much as you want this person back, as much as you think. Remember, because it's being represented by the swords too, so you also think this is what you want. Holy crap! Just sounded like a gun went off. That was strange. I mean, I'm not in an area where a gun would normally go off. It may not have been a gun, but I felt it. Like I felt the, you know, after you shoot it, and I don't know what, the momentum, I don't know. Okay. You know, if you are hurt over someone else leaving you, and you know in your heart of hearts that at this moment in time, don't even worry about, you know, what's coming 5 years from now, but at this moment, for both of you, it needed to end, okay? Now, normally that means something better is in store for you, but I feel like Temperance is saying no. Someone's like, no, child, you know, you have to get yourself under control here. So someone is, your anger is taking over you, and I have to say, hearing that gunshot kind of freaking me out a little bit. It's not that I feel something like that, but I definitely felt someone wanting to stab someone in the back, but as a metaphor. You know, it was more like her, you know, asking her source, come on. But, you know, Temperance is definitely here to stop you, to calm you, to calm you. Can't stop you. It's trying to calm you, okay? Number one. You know, if this is twin flame energy and this person is walking out the door, I advise you to let them walk out the door. Don't chase them. And I'm just telling you, because if you chase them, they keep running. I'm telling you. It's, you know, you want to get a twin back, do well in your own life, because when your energy's high, you're helping their energy to be high. When your energy's low and angry and, you know, and you may have every right to be, but that's a lower energy, a vibration. And that's how you're projecting out. So anyone who is connected to you is going to feel that as an anxiety relating to you. You know, so it's kind of like you're wearing a false mask with this anger, but I feel like Temperance is saying soon, you know, you may get a reputation, you know, I don't know. But I feel like if she could say stop, or if she could stop you, she would. Just don't do anything crazy. And I don't think anything crazy is going to happen. And I think that's exactly why Temperance is here. If anything, you may get, a little bit of a blessing by, I see Temperance and the High Priestess together. And this can be for anyone, by the way, but, I just kind of feel like it's a blessing. But to receive this blessing, I need to go inward. So it's not so much tangible. I bet it's peacefulness. I have a feeling it's a sense that this sense of calmness or peacefulness comes over you and stays with you. You may be like, I'd rather have money. I'd rather have this. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Okay. All right. Well, this is, I don't know, this is quite the story. And the Ace of Cups is really going to be in the middle of the spread. So, it's not leaving anyone out. That love is overrunning. It is pouring out. It is fruitful. It is filled with joy and miracles, and not, it's not just one. So it kind of looks like it's spreading out, just like Temperance. This weekend might be a time for us to go, all of us to go inwardly, meditate, stuff like that. Go for hikes. I'm noticing she's out in the grass, she's in her bare feet. That may be where you find your balance. I know it's calling me. I know that. And then I'm seeing the purple flowers. And it reminds me of the purple flame we had right after my son passed with my candle, if you guys remember that. So it's also calling me to get out in nature, and I know that. I know that I need to. And that's not for everyone. It's definitely where I feel best. Okay. Okay, we still didn't get our last card. I had the High Priestess here, and okay, we just got the Emperor, card of Aries. I'm looking at the High Priestess, and I'm noticing the darkness behind her a lot more than I really ever did. And I feel like it means two things. I feel like it's telling me some of you are in that darkness, but it's also saying that it will be behind you, right? This is definitely advice. Some of you may be on like this journey of spirituality, even a physical, like traveling. Doesn't have to be, but I feel like there's a few of you that are really on, and I'm talking about studying with masters, and you're going to do as much as you can here. You know, I do feel like you're just beginning, you know, or I should say another way. I feel like you're going to be a master. Okay, I feel like you're going to be a master, and boy, I wish I could go with you because it looks like quite the adventure. A lot of spiritual knowledge, and again, I do feel like there may be someone who's traveling, you know, going to different countries and what have you, and there may be some who can be research, but you're absorbing it. You're getting it, you're understanding it. Alright, so we have the Nine of Swords also. So, you know, it's kind of fitting from what we've been feeling so far, and because this is about, it's mental stress, but it is about unnecessary worry, over worrying, you know, overanalyzing. You know, you may have someone on your mind and you just trying and you're trying and you're trying. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. This heartache, you know, it was the Three of Swords. I'm sorry I did that so quickly. It can be anything, you know. It can be someone you've lost, someone, you know, who's passed, someone, you know, it can be a job that you love. It can be anything. However, perhaps what you're doing is, well, you know, it feels like let my mind go to the dark side. Pure and simple. That's what it feels like. I'm just letting my mind go to the dark side. And I just feel like with the Nine of Swords popping up, and, you know, sometimes I look at the bottom and sometimes I don't, only when I'm, like, guided, and, you know, I could feel it as I started to turn. I was like, you know, before you even saw it. So we got to include it. You know, but it's not always bad news, because we could remember it's telling us that we are overthinking. You know, much like the Eight of Swords, it is us who puts us in this mental trap. Right? Not someone else. It may be other people's actions, but we build upon that in some way, and it is us who puts ourselves in that trap. And I often feel like if we don't release that, you know, sometimes I feel that what we have to learn is sometimes relationships are just meant to end. And when we don't, you know, we start to know, and when we don't follow our intuition, let's say, because the only reason, you know, well, okay, let's just continue with this. You know, your higher self knows, which is you, when a relationship is now meant to come to an end. Okay? Now, again, it doesn't have to mean forever, but we have to live in the now. You know, about temperance coming here, just showing, like, you know, you have all this energy and anger for some, anxiety and what have you, focusing on this other person. And listen, it's not affecting them at all. They don't feel it. They have moved on with their lives. You know, I'm sorry if this hurt you, but I feel like they are following their intuition. Even if it's another person, I'm sorry, but I do feel who I'm talking to now, that they're following their intuition, but you're supposed to be following yours too. Okay? So if there is someone, which I don't really see anyone, but if there is someone, you'll have the same, because you're only affecting yourself. Well, I shouldn't say that. You're affecting the people who are still around you, closest to you. And, for them, maybe, right? I mean, we have to be honest here. I know. I include myself, too. Oh, these cards never want to shuffle. I just realized the High Priestess is sitting on this Two of Wands, so this person truly is following their intuition. But listen, I mean, this Ace of Cups, I know you don't care about them, but it is on your path. It is on their path. I shouldn't say that, because you may be this other person. You may both be here. Wouldn't that be wild? If you're like a couple and you didn't know the other was here. It's gotta happen. Okay. I like putting a light down on these. It illuminates them. That's probably why they're called that. Boy, it just illuminated the Temperance. So we got fire here, we got water here. We have earth here. Well, we have everyone here. We have swords here, for those who are counting. You know, okay. Alright, so I want to bring in a second deck. We're just going to start asking some questions. Alright, now, I have to say, I feel like I have both sides here of the earlier story, and I feel like there's more stories, but, so, remember that. And remember, like when you're manifesting, when you're praying for something to come to you, you should always start with something you're grateful for, right? And when you're asking for yourself, you're also asking for mankind. So, I ask that this comes to me, but then it would be good for all men. That type of thing. Okay? Just a little hint. I don't know why I'm shuffling. Okay. Now you just gotta calm my energy down. I feel like I have a few people out there who are kind of pissed off at me right now. And that's okay. Okay. Alright, so I want to look at this Prince of Wands. Two Wands. Well, Two of Wands. I have the Queen of Wands. I don't know. You know, I'm looking at this Queen of Wands, looking over at the person in the Two of Wands. And it's like he's being lured to her. We have this, her black cat, to me, is her sense of intuition. She's a very intuitive woman, or man. You know, we're in Aries, and we're moving into Taurus, so right now we're in kind of rambunctious type of energy. And then Taurus will kind of settle us down a little bit, much like Temperance. You know, maybe Temperance is Taurus. But anyways, I do feel, you know, you're being lured, or you're luring someone in. If you're the queen here, you're luring this person to you. I don't feel here this is an ex. I feel like this is someone that you probably met while you're in a relationship. I do feel that. And it just kind of feels a little irresistible. You know, and then I do have the High Priestess with that. And, you know, maybe that's why I'm seeing her dark side, you know, which is still good. Don't get me wrong, it's still good. It's a peek at your dark side. But, you know, this may be something that you would have never done before, right? You left one partner to follow someone else. But you guys met. You guys met, and you both seem to want each other. Let's take another one. Let's see where they're going. What comes next? You know, I feel like, you know, for a few of you, this is what you're thinking right now. This is what you're in, I don't even know if you need to make a decision. I feel like maybe in your head, the decision has already been made, but now has to come the action. With the Ten of Pentacles. I knew it was destiny. I mean, I knew it. So you have the Wheel, and you have the Four of Pentacles. So, you know, you're tying yourself up in a knot. Your heart, your soul's calling you another way. And perhaps your morals, even though the person you're leaving right now doesn't think you have any. You know, you do. Because I do feel like just a hair of fear. But I don't feel it stops you. Okay? It's going to happen. I mean, it's like, it's destined to happen. You know, and again, if this person's leaving you, I'm so sorry. But yet at the same time, I'm so happy for you because this is going to open up a brand new path for you also. It is. You know, I have the Four of Pentacles here, so, you know, I'm trying to hold on to something so tightly, and it's doing me no good, right? You know, this is Pentacles. This is Earth. How am I going to work the land when all I'm worried about is what's right in front of me? Afraid of what I'm going to lose, right? But, you know, it's just going to happen. So, I kind of feel like, you know, don't fight the will. Don't fight destiny. Don't get in any fights either. Remember, we're still in Mercury retrograde. You know, and we're in Aries, so, and you know, we have Aries represented here. So just be careful with your tempers and your mouths. Me too. Okay. Because great things want to come in. Alright, let's go over to this princess. And let's see. I'm just going to kind of leave this one open to spirit, like, what do I need to know here? Like, what's... I had the Knight of Wands. I have the Tower. You know, the Tower just simply means that it was going to happen one way or another. Okay? It also means it's meant, you know, it was meant to end. Why did it feel so destructive? Well, because you tuned out your intuition. You know, your human side took over. The mind took over. The ego took over. And then lower energy from both starts to settle in. You know, can things be saved? Sure. But it's shown us here that, you know, this is meant to end. And, you know, it is a Wands. And this guy is driving away from the Tower. So I believe this is our person within the Two of Wands. Moving away. It's going to happen anyway. Well, hello. You know, the Knight of Pentacles. And you have Temperance on the other side. You know, we're looking at the Princess of Swords now. Temperance on the other side. Man, I'm telling you, when one thing ends, another thing begins. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles has been like, I have been sitting here, standing still, waiting and waiting. It's almost like, I mean, it's almost like he is part of this tower in some way. And I feel what it means. You know, this is also a card about your guardian angel watching over you. But I feel what this means, why I'm seeing it that way, is because when this tower comes down, right, and it feels like the end of the world. You know, what do I have to live for? Out comes the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, by the way, is moving right into Temperance. And one of Temperance's main message is divine timing. So, she's trying to stop someone out there who is hanging on too tightly to someone. She just wants you to see that, you know, follow destiny. You have your free will. Nobody can stop that, but other people are being affected, and the thing is you're being affected. And comes in, goodness awaits. So we have the Four of Swords. So this tells me, if this energy is yours in any way, you're going through this. This can be sudden changes too. For some of you, this is about praying. It may be that deep where it doesn't have to get deep, but, you need help from above. I feel this is temporary. I really do. I feel like this is so temporary. And right now it just feels like the end of the world, but it is so temporary. And I feel like it's saying just even relax yourself. Allow the energy to seep into you. I definitely feel like temperance is like somehow balancing your chakras, or maybe you need to. Maybe that is advice. But here's this knight carrying his pentacle. And, whoever this energy is right now, Earth is exactly what you need. That's exactly the energy you need to balance. Okay. So we have, if nothing else, opportunity. But we're going to remember we have the Ace of Cups in the middle. But I also have the Emperor here too. So for some of you, this can be really great opportunity. But it's coming. I feel a lot of people. I always feel this though, but I feel a lot of people starting businesses, adding more to their businesses, different avenues. I'm doing that, going through like a creative mode. Other people being able to inspire you so easily and run with those, right? Because then you're going to go into Taurus, and that's a great time then to take those ideas that we're collecting right now through Aries and then put them to action. This, it's funny, this card just like, bam, stuck out to me. Knight of Wands, like, phew. Okay. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm preaching sometimes. It's not really coming from me. So I guess that means blame my guides. Okay, so we're going to look at Temperance. And, because this opportunity. There may be a few of you who are praying over the health of someone. Or you could have lost someone. I have to say that. The energy's here. But you already lost them, okay? Not happening. I feel, open yourself up. Open yourself up to the energy. It can even be a message to, if you're really, really down, now is the time to get up now. Like, get up during Aries energy. I don't know why I keep saying that. Okay. what am I doing? I'm looking at Temperance. You know, if I'm not focused, I don't get a card. Just how my guides seem to work. Alright, Temperance. You know, Temperance is, her robe is a light brown. And, you know, she's standing in patches of, I guess they're leaves, you know, but they're brown. Probably dirt, but yeah, it would be dirt. So, I'm not surprised the Knight of Pentacles came out, because that's what she's bringing you. Now, it doesn't have to be an earth sign, but this is, you know, it doesn't even have to be a person. It could just be energy. It can be opportunity. But if this is a person, this person makes you feel calm. Okay? I feel like your last partner did the opposite. This person's going to, don't find this person boring, because this person is going to calm you. And you have your gifts for them too. But right now, that's what we're being taught. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Okay, Temperance. I feel like saying, chill out. And too much. Dun, 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 dun. Can't think of what that song is. Okay, can I have a card, please? Temperance. Okay, I feel like I need to also add in, you know, for those who have lost a loved one, I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is also representing them. Okay, you know, them as your guardian angel. You know, do they have to be your guardian angel? No, but they now watch over you. You know, like they've taken on that role. Gladly. And you can certainly, well, I shouldn't say you could certainly, because I haven't felt my son in my dreams yet. But my daughter has. Multiple times. And my granddaughter. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords coming out with Temperance. Well, I mean, the one thing we can say is, for some of you, this journey, what it did is, you know, those who are in that angry mode right now, if you stop, you know, you got to focus your mind on something else, because I know you're asking me, how do you just fucking stop? You've got to find another focus. You have to. You know, we can't just pretend that our mind won't go crazy. It will. It will. It's so hard. And the only, not the only advice, but the biggest advice I would say right now is find a focus. Change your energy. Understand that, you know, this energy that you have, you can let go of. You know, when you start to feel yourself get angry, put yourself in check. Wait, wait. And make yourself deep breathe for, a minute, 2 minutes. Well, if you do that long, sit down. But you have control over that. And I know I'm kind of going back and forth here, but anyway, I had this Knight of Pentacles clearly wanting to present this pentacle to this Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, you can't pull the wool over her eyes. I feel like she's coming out, whether you are air yourself, or not. I feel like she's coming out to just to say, like, part of this is, like, there is no one's going to be able to pull the wool over your eyes anymore. And that's kind of lovely. Because, now, you got to be careful, too, because I can see the Queen of Swords snapping again. No, because this Knight is calming her. And I have Temperance behind her. So this is growth. Definitely growth. Growth, and here's potential. Here's abundance. Here is an offering. Here is the knowing that you don't walk alone. Okay, let's keep going. I was going to try to keep this short. But you guys know how that goes. Alright, but I mean, you have such divine cards here. I have the Empress. No, I'm sorry, I have Justice. I'm not used to seeing Justice sitting down. I just started using this deck. I don't know, I'm not used to seeing her sit down. And then I have the Five of Pentacles. So we have the wounded warrior energy within the Five of Pentacles. Right? I'm wounded, but I'm a warrior. I can be wounded, but it doesn't hold me back. Justice, I feel, is even karma. But remember that, right? Because you don't want karma coming from angriness and that type of energy. You can be wounded, but you don't want to live in that space. So I feel like it's the saying, like, we can't live in victimhood. That's not the right word, but I'm also thinking bountiful for some reason. So I almost feel like this is the energy of, I have to do what I have to do. I am wounded. It doesn't matter where you are in here. If you haven't healed certain energy, you are wounded. But you're a warrior. That's the thing. That's what you got to remember about yourself. That's where the balance comes in. Right? I'm wounded. Right? I'm wounded. But I'm also a warrior. So I can still have that. But I have the fire, the gusto behind me. I know who I am on a soul level. This is my woe is me. This is my go after it. Okay. And she came out in the High Priestess. So, you know, there's a real sense of calmness through your reading, even though there's movement, there's action. It feels like everything should be done with as calm of a state as possible. Just keeping everything in check. All right, let's look at this Ace of Cups. Look at that. The High Priestess again. I'm noticing a lot more of her white than the black. Much more. You're moving out of the dark into the light. And how perfect that is coming on the Ace of Cups. Man, I mean, I don't know. These readings just show me the journey of our souls. I have learned so much through my journey. I'm telling you. Through my journey of tarot, my spirituality. Okay. You know, and there's the ram horns. Noticing the 2, and the 2. 2, 2, 2. At the Queen of Cups. I feel like my voice is being taken away. And I don't know why. Queen of Cups. Beautiful energy. You know, could be water, of course. But this is about, you know, I like how she's got like her yellow and black on. So I feel like, you know, especially with the Emperor, because she looks like she's heading towards the Emperor. So, you know, Taurus, I just did your reading and you had very sensual energy this month and May, by the way, you know, and so I can definitely see you being represented in this reading. And perhaps Scorpio, because I'm starting to feel like, you know, that what's coming is a very passionate, loving, open type of relationship. I also feel, you know, if you didn't have any libido here, you'll have it here. Even if you were worried here, don't be worried. Like, nature will take its course. So, man, I love the transfer of energy here. But this is your journey we're following. All right, I'm going to leave these out, and I'm going to look at the Emperor. No, actually, I'm going to take one more. I have the Hangman. But, I mean, look at I mean, he's in reverse. And I know sometimes I'll read reversals and sometimes I don't, but this is meant to be in reverse. This is an awakening. This is movement after stagnation for quite a long time. This is having the information to allow you to confidently move forward. This is movement. This is freedom. And for some of you, this is a spiritual awakening. Your chakra is opening. You know, you're allowing yourself at this point to experience it all. You're open to it. You know, with temperance, temperance right up here, it's like, you know, you needed to be ready for this. They needed to be ready for this because this is like a hang on to your hat kind of relationship. This is probably your real love. For some of you, could be a twin. You know, I don't have the Two of Cups, but I don't need it to feel that energy. I do feel a lot of power here. So I'm glad I took another card because, you know, what you're doing is you're, especially with the Queen of Cups and this Ace of Cups, I feel like you are just allowing yourself to open, to experience, to, you know, I hope this is what you're doing. Like you're putting the swords down. And number one, I feel like whoever temperance is bringing, you know, which is, again, divine timing, I do feel like it's going to be quite beautiful. I mean, it's surrounded in unconditional love, stability. Okay, I'm going to leave that out. Let's look at the Emperor. The Emperor. Number 4, by the way. So I've noticed that I've talked about stability and getting grounded a lot. And the 4 kind of reiterates that. You know, then I have all these 2s. So I feel like what it's saying is like, don't be stopping yourself from taking any adventures that are coming up. Be wise, you know what I mean? But with Temperance showing here, I'm telling you, I feel like she's just spreading her healing and her energy through all of us. I don't know if you guys can feel the energy. I can feel your energy. So I know some of you can feel this energy. And honestly, if everyone just, you know, everyone's capable of doing that. We all are. Okay. Alright, so we're looking at the Emperor. Card of Aries. I find that this is really, this may be talking about an Aries for some of you, but I also feel like it is really emphasizing the month of Aries turning into Taurus. The change of energy. Boy, right off the bat, I don't know the date. I'm thinking this year is like the 19th. Then you got Mercury going retrograde on the 15th. You got the new moon in Aries on the 15th. I believe. Don't quote me. Anyway, it's a powerful energy, right? And Aries is spring. It's when the flowers start coming up, right? It's when our seeds of intention start coming up. We have the Star and the 8 of Cups. And I find that perfect because it's almost like the universe is saying, we're going to give you a taste of your dream, of your wish, in some way that will then turn around and get you moving towards it. You know, how do you move towards a love that that right now you can't see? Raise your energy. The more you can raise your energy, I'm telling you, the more love you're going to attract in your life. Period. And by the way, if you keep your energy as high as you can, lower energy, people who want to, you know, like steal your time, steal your energy, that type of thing, they won't be able to. You know, it'll be like they'll bounce right off of you. So remember that. We have the Star here. It's talking about manifesting. You know, this whole journey is what you wanted, is what your souls wanted. It's almost like this reading was to talk to your soul, to remind your soul of the journey that you really signed up for. But this is putting desire back into your life again. This is a card of Aquarius. Okay. I don't know why, but I was just thinking Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and I thought there I read something was going on with Uranus, but I can't remember. So I just feel like we start this path, and as we start this path, and by the way, you know, no matter where you sit, whether you're already starting to feel enlightened and you're already starting to follow that intuition, or you're still hanging on to hurt and pain. Well, I shouldn't say it like that, but you're allowing it to affect your energy majorly. You know, I don't feel like it's a little. This is both sides of the journey. And Temperance like popping in here. Like, wait a minute. Take a second. Stop. Think about what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how I'm acting. Do I need to do that? Why am I doing it? Is it going to help me? Or is it going to hurt me? Sometimes you just can't control it, right? But the more that you try, the more successful you will be. For the rest of your life, by the way. If you can control this, you can control anything. So this is definitely about an energy check, for sure. And then it is definitely about moving, you know, we can clearly see why two people have to go their own way, you know, and they can even be the people who end up back together. You know, Spirit's not showing it to me like that, but we can't leave that out of the equation because anything is possible. However, I'm seeing two people that really, it's more about, it's just the end of the road for that relationship. And you're both meant to go in a different direction. Follow that. Don't resist. Don't resist the flow of the universe because you're just creating more havoc for yourself. I know that. Okay, but, you know, I just have to say, I feel like what this reading was about was to show us the journey of souls, two different souls, maybe thousands of souls, but two different energies, right? Who are meant to go in two different directions. Yet they both receive this Ace of Cups. They're both falling under this divine timing. There was only one who wasn't really following it, and the other was. So we're seeing both sides of the coin. Okay? But this is opportunity to really see it so you can make adjustments if you choose. Because remember, Taurus, we're going to then put the action behind these ideas, what we've been thinking about now. That's another thing. You want to think about that. What I think about right now is what's going to come to me tomorrow or next year or 10 years. You know, and one last thing I'm going to say, I know, weekend update my ass. But I feel, and I don't know if it's because this is a Master Year 11, but I feel like a lot of the choices we make this year are going to stay with us for a while, at least for the next 4 years. Some forever. And that can be joyful or not. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I really meant to keep this a little bit shorter just so, you know, those with a little bit of limited time could jump in and feel the energy, but what are you going to do? I'm just incapable of it. I feel like you have a lot of wisdom to pull on. Remember, we opened that reading, the first thing I felt was looking back for the wisdom, and now using it. You have a lot of major energy around you guys, around all of us. You know, the Ace of Cups is just like standing out. Just looking at the abundance in the water, you know, and how it just feels like it's affecting, just like Temperance, it's also affecting everything. But the High Priestess is standing there, and it's almost like the High Priestess is saying, you know, you got to go within first. There's, you know, this isn't going to come just like that. There's just a little bit of work that needs to be done. But this is on your path, right? Some of you, you know, you need to do it and about front. But you know that if you're paying attention. And even if your intuition is a little cloudy right now, which for some of you I can see it is, I feel like the energy is even helping to lift that. You know, I'm noticing the sun, how bright it is. So, okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Wow. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you soon. I love you guys. Bye-bye.